I'm going to go ahead and start now. We only get like a minute to start the whole thing today. Really, today, what we're going to work on today is touching base with how to do message work, how to connect to spirit, how to work with a few tools. So I have a few tools here. Uh, how to work with a few tools, how to get your message work on in sync with who you're reading. And first thing I explain to people, the first thing, the vibration first, is to quiet yourself. Whatever message work you're going to be doing, whatever you're going to be putting in motion, whatever you're going to be doing at this point, is to quiet yourself. And I think talked when I talked before about the law of vibration, by quieting yourself and working with that vibration, you raise your vibration by kind of connecting to your energy field that also raises your vibration. So taking that moment before you actually do, taking that moment before you actually do a reading, you know, the being quiet, being in that vibration, being in that situation within your life. So mental mediumship that we do here in Castega is more through a mental vibration by actually touching base with spirit with adding tools and allowing spirit to work through us, to channel through our vibration, to work through us. Um, Mediums aren't always right with what they tell or say, but it's us trying to interpret what the vibration is or what the symbols are that spirit is trying to show us. So a lot of the time, spirit is not wrong. Spirit isn't wrong. Some it's the medium doesn't quite read it completely right. And I found that with message work, individuals who go by books, so buy things that tell you what a symbol means, what it means, what it connects to, especially when you see a horse. A horse might mean something different to me than it actually does to you. But we read a book, and that book tells us that it means this. Well, it might not mean that to you. And then when spirit is working through you, they're giving you an aspect of what it actually means to you. Not what it means to someone else or some other vibration, what it actually means to your vibration, to you. So when you're looking at symbols, it's when I teach this, is not because the symbols are what they mean for Donna up the street or what they mean for somebody up the street, what it means to your vibration when you start to connect to spirit and work with the spirit world. What does it mean to you? What does it have that connection? That is when I teach, when you're in the silence with your guides, listening to their guides. You're in a process of talking, bringing forth the message work, but you're also talking to spirit. So you have to talk with an inward voice to spirit, discern the spirit, talk to them, but also be talking and giving messages. So the question is, you've got to do two things at once when you do message work. You've got to be able to speak to spirit, but also speak and do the readings. Because if you're quiet, if you're really quiet and you just sit there for a long while trying to touch base and get all the information, what happens is the person kind of tunes you out. They tune out your vibration because now you are not in sync with that individual. You are not in sync with that vibration. So you're trying to find that balance which actually works for you, that balance of connection that actually works for you. What you're doing is trying to find that. You're trying to find that vibration, that connection. So don't sit and go, oh, Jesus, that's what it means to someone. No, I've been doing readings for so many years now. It isn't what it means to somebody else. It's what the symbol means to you. Water might mean change to me. It could be change, movement, changes in a person's life. But water might figure out to you to feel fun, an enjoyable time, a vibration coming where there's going to be fun. Maybe it means something totally different. Maybe you went through a flood and water rushing through the house isn't going to have that special meaning to your vibration as it would to me. So find out what your symbols mean. As I tell when I teach class, set your psychic vocabulary, set the vibration of your psychic vocabulary. And then you've got it set, and then every time that symbol appears, every time it appears in your vibration, it will mean that. Same thing with relatives, people, situations within your life. If your father shows up and father vibration shows up for someone, and it shows up around the right side of the person's vibration, then the left side is going to be the mother side of the family. It's just, it doesn't, there's no set thing here with this. Your father's side your father might show up on your left side. So then the mother's side would be the right. So it's whatever side one family member shows up, that will probably show you that this is where the father's side of the family will show up. So then just by diversifying and saying, it means the other side has to be mother's side. It has to be where mother shows up. Most time when you're doing readings, you're doing platform work, you're doing readings, the spirit will appear in that auric field. It'll appear in the vibration of the auric field around someone. So it's according on how big the auric field is. The person's very relaxed, they're very in tune, they're very relaxed. It's going to make a larger auric field around the individual. If they're very protective and they're very protective of the vibration, it's probably going to be a more close knit to the body. But things will appear in the auric field around the top of the head, through the shoulders, around the vibration of the body. So you're kind of looking, I give the 3D artworks, the old 3D, the magic guidebooks, and I have people look at them. I have a few people say, oh my God, I got a headache just looking at it. But those kind of throws your eyesight off a little bit, throws it off. And really when you're doing readings, you want to kind of throw your vision off a little bit. Not looking directly at somebody and trying to really look at it, because the picture, the vibration you're looking for will probably never appear. So when you throw your eyesight off a little bit, you get to kind of get the vision of either a mist or an individual walking or somebody being in the auric field. You're looking for that vibration where you throw your sight off a little bit when you're doing readings. And when you're doing personal readings, you tell people personal readings, I don't care if you're doing healings, you're doing personal readings, you're doing whatever you need to do. Before the client comes and sits in the space where you're going to have your client sit, you go sit there. You go lay on the Reiki table. You go sit in that space. What happens is you clear the energy by placing your energy in that space. Then when the client walks into the room, when they go sit in that space, they are now sitting in your energy. It's like you have to propel your energy to that space. Your energy is already in that space. It's already there. So you're already connected to the space the person is sitting or laying. If you're doing a healing, you're doing a Reiki healing or doing some kind of healing, you're laying in the space the person's going to lay in. That signifies that you already got them in this energy that you're trying to propel into the room or into the space. When you're doing public work, it's different because you have to kind of wait for people to walk in. You don't actually know exactly who's going to walk in for the readings or the public demonstration. So you've got to kind of take a breath, allow your guys to work through you. But then the readings should just flow. They should just flow with the energy. Flow. Because if you sit and stop, and I always explain to you, if I give you a reading and say, I have your father here, give me a moment, hold on a second. And I get quiet for 3-4 minutes. And I go, your father's been very supportive, very loving. Okay, hold on a second. And you get quiet for another 4 or 5 minutes. And it keeps going like that. What happens is the person will tune you out. No matter how probably good the reading's going to be later, once you get through all this stopping, they pretty much tune you out. They've tuned out the vibration for you. You talk and you ask. You talk, you ask. You're asking and talking at the same time. You're still conveying the information, working the information. That's why you set your psychic vocabulary. Because if you don't set that psychic vocabulary, you're going to always be asking questions constantly, trying to figure out what it means. That's why we have development classes, different classes for you to give readings or connect to spirit. It isn't to get you to just pay for a class or attend a class. It's more for your setting your psychic vocabulary, setting your energy as you do readings and getting you more comfortable with readings. Remember, psychometry, the more you do readings, the more you communicate, the more you try to touch base with spirit, the stronger the vibration, the stronger the energy will become. It will just work that way. It's the energy and how it propels itself towards someone. It's that psychometry, the energy of an object. If I'm going to be a psychometrist and I'm going to read an object, then you're going to hand me your car keys. You're going to hand me something that belongs to you. Then I'm going to touch it. I'm going to hold on to it. I get feelings or vibration from the object. I'm going to tell you what I feel with the object. I teach that also. I teach that also in my mediumship classes. I also teach that in my mediumship classes as far as connecting to the idea of doing readings. But it's how the readings work for you, how it conveys the message to you. Do you, and I tell people, I have a little recorder. I have a recorder that I use, and it's a little small recorder. And I use that small recorder and I put it up in front of me and I tape the readings. I tape the readings. I tape the readings that I was doing when I was a student. What happened is then I would play the reading back to myself. And then I would pick out the stuff that didn't work well. I didn't feel good with it. Didn't set the vibration well with it. At that point, I would then convey to my guides, saying, I don't like that. I don't like doing that. I don't like that breathing. I don't like this. I don't like that. And my guides would stop me from doing it. They would stop me from doing it as long as I told them I didn't like it. See, the question is I'm not like some teachers will not allow you to tape your readings. But I'm not one of those teachers. I'm not. I want you to listen to yourself. I want you to listen to your vibration as you work with spirit. Because you say a word 25 times during a 5-minute reading, there's a problem. There's a problem with that word. We have people that from different parts of the United States that when they do readings, they have different sayings in those parts of the United States. And some people go, well, just saying that if I work in this direction, your spirit, just saying, and that just saying keeps going on throughout the whole reading. It just continually goes without you taking it out. Or if you put the buts and the shoulds, you're a but, or you should, or you put all these words, you keep using words. And when I teach classes, I count words. I count what you say on the platform. Because it kind of gives you, so I can look at you and go, you said that word. You said this word 15 times during a reading. Do you really want to do that? Do you really want to tell that to your guys? You want to not act majorly professional, but if you keep saying the same word and going over the same word constantly throughout a reading, it means that you have to clear something. You have to move something. Because people will get tired of hearing the word. They'll just get tired of it. They'll get exhausted with what you're trying to say. And you really don't want people that are coming for a reading or coming for help or encouragement from the spirit world just to be disgusted with you, tired with your energy. Because now you've just said this constantly over and over and over and over again. Don't do that. Just talk to your guides. When I was a child and I was working on mediumship, my mother didn't have people right away for me to read. They didn't have people. I lived in a very Christian craziness. So no really a lot of people to read. But she would sit me in front of a mirror and she would have me, since I was clairvoyant, I could see guides, I could see people. And I would stop the people in the mirror. I would stop them. When I saw somebody, I would stop them and I'd say, I'm going to read you. And I would sit there and read them. I would sit there and read the individual sitting in front of me. Sounds a little weird, but I started to perform how I gave readings that way. I listened to myself. I listened. At that time, the little thing for my age, just a little bit, That time my father had an old real wheel-to-reel recorder, but it had the tape, and you just played it, and you recorded on this reel-to-reel recorder. I had that in my room, this big reel-to-reel recorder, and I would turn the recorder on, and I would read my guides, and I would play that back. And then my mother would listen to it too, and she would say, you know, you should probably do that. You should talk to your guides more. You should understand what they're trying to tell you. You should ask them for more information, ask them for more stuff. So the recordings were more of a connection to me because I got a chance to hear myself talk. So hear yourself talk. And that's what you have to do. It's like a lot of the stuff. It's not all theater. It's not this whole vibration of theater. But if you know a little bit about theater, you don't keep raising your voice at different octaves at different moments throughout a reading. You try to keep it at the same vibration, same situation. You don't talk like this and all of a sudden I'm going to talk. See, you keep your voice at a nice, comfortable vibration through the reading. That's why you're taping to see if you get excited during the reading and your voice changes and goes into some kind of situation that you personally don't like. Because not only you are hearing it, it's the person you're reading is hearing that. They are hearing that vibration through you. So get comfortable with how you speak. You can train yourself how to speak, train yourself how to work with spirit. But it's this time actually sitting still, talking, working at it, giving yourself readings. And I've said here in one of these classes before, take a card, write down on the card 3 different things. Doesn't matter, they could be car, fox, turtle. Doesn't matter, 3 things. Then out of those 3 things, if you saw them in your vibration, what would you say? Without repeating the object. If I saw a turtle says slow, slow moving, patience. So I would never say the turtle in a reading. I would say, you know, I feel like you're getting very patient in your life. Things should be working out quite well for you. If you take the slow route, the vibration in your life, do the work, step your foot forward and do the work. And I felt like slow and methodical will get the job, vibration of the job done. That's how I would explain the turtle. But I wouldn't just say, you know, I have a turtle here. And for me, the turtle doesn't really matter. Now you're throwing this person off. You've told them about a turtle. It's not really their symbol. It's not their vibration. So now they're trying to communicate like, oh my God, he sees a turtle. I got a turtle. And in their mind, that's all they hear. I got a turtle. That's all they hear. They don't hear what the turtle means. They just heard that you said they have a turtle. So you want to try to keep your symbols. If you have a symbol in your vibration that you have no idea what it means, then give it to the person. You saw a crazy looking chicken and you have no idea what that crazy looking chicken means. Look at them, say, you know, you have anything with chickens? I keep getting chickens with you. I say, oh my God, I used to raise chickens. So it's literal. Sometimes symbols are very literal to the individual. So if you don't know what one means, just ask the person. Say, you know, I don't know what this means, but did you have this when you were young? Or did you work on this situation? And more times out of not, a person would have had something like that in their vibration. Because what you're doing is you're training yourself to listen. If you're wrong, you're wrong. As simple as that. And that's why classes work very well. If you're wrong, you're wrong. You can just say, okay, guys, you gave that to me. Why? Why did you give that to me? Why did you propel that in my vibration? Why? So that's what you're telling her. See, you get to argue with your guides. You get to explain to them, okay, that was wrong, totally wrong. Why? I have people will get names. They'll get a name. And they'll give the name. The person has no idea who the name is, have no idea what it is, but you got it. That spirit gave you this name, but you have no idea why the name, why it didn't work, why this person didn't recognize the name. That's when you go back. You don't go back a week later and go, a week ago you gave me this name, it didn't work. No, no, no. At the time that it is happening, talk to the guide that was bringing that through. Talk to the individuals bringing that through. I've talked here before on mediumship and guides and mediumship guides. Your mediumship guides change every time you do a reading. They are not the same guide. They are not the same vibration. They do not kind of wander up here and go, oh, I'm your guide for life. No, they are not. Your guides are set up in your vibration as far as communicating with spirit as they are needed. You might have somebody that will not talk to a male. My guide Jeff is here, might not talk to a male, but they will talk to a female. Jeff will step aside and a female will step up to perform the reading, to give me the information. I don't have the exact same guide every single time I do readings because the group changes, the vibration of the group changes. So don't get guides fixated with your mediumship guides. Explain to them, say, this is whatever for your highest and best, and allow the highest and best guide that you need in your life to show up, to be in your vibration. Other things, the vibration here is tools. Different things are using tools. When I first started off working with mediumship or working with tools, all I got in my vibration was of just a plain deck of cards. Plain deck of cards. No tarot cards, no specialty cards, just a plain deck of cards. And out of those cards, I understood whatever card means. The heart suits, the spade suits, the diamond suits, jacks, the queens, the aces. What they mean when they draw up in front of an individual. And I taught myself to read people with just a plain deck of cards. And I taught myself that when I was a young age. But then I had other cards to work with. I had a deck because one of my uncles loved to go gambling. And he would bring these free decks home. And I snatched one. And I would use that because that was all I had to read spirit. And I would throw the cards out and watch how they landed in the vibration and understood what those meant for me. Now, do I still use cards to read? No. But the meaning of the cards are still within my psyche. So if you happen to be sitting in front of me and I see a 9 of hearts sitting in the back vibration of your auric field, I would know exactly what that means. If spirit flips a 9 of hearts up or a jack or a king behind you, I know exactly what that means if they throw that up. Same thing with tarot, same thing with working with tarot. I know pretty much quite a few of the tarot decks. Randy deck is mostly one of the more recognized ones, but we have all kinds of different decks. There's a deck called the Wisdom Cards on the Hidden Realms. That's actually that's kind of working really well with understanding, getting yourself out of vibration to a different connection, a higher sense of consciousness. The cards are really kind of cool. And you've got like the web weaver. You got all these different cards in there. I kind of know what they mean, these cards, because these are one of the cards I've had for a while. But I know what they mean. And what I do is I study them. Now, you want to be a medium, you study them. Every one of these cards, every one of these decks of cards, they come with a book of what the card means. Now, do you need to have this whole deck and read the book? Put the information in your head. Put the information there. I have quite a few of these books from different decks that I've read, not memorized, but I pretty much know what the cards mean in those decks. So now I've got a running knowledge, especially if something appears in your auric field it has something to do with one of the decks I have knowledge of. I'll know what it means. I'll know exactly what the vibration means. A lot of people read, like, they'll read spiritualist books. They'll read all kinds of stuff. But a lot of the stuff really doesn't have a meaning for your membership or your mediumship. It doesn't have a meaning to it. Reading some of the old books, there's an old book I have here on reading cards that my grandmother gave me. It tells you exactly what all the cards mean. Some of the meanings don't work for me. They just don't quite fit the vibration for me, but it does give quite a few of the meanings for the cards. I have a lot of the books that these energy books. I've read these. These are little, small little books that come with the cards, but they will give you that information and set that psychic vocabulary for you. They'll put that energy in motion. I kind of like pickup sticks. There's little pickup sticks. They come in little boxes or pickup sticks. By holding onto those pickup sticks, by taking those pickup sticks and holding them, or having somebody hold the pickup sticks, hold them. To have a person hold the pickup sticks and drop them on the table. What happens when you do that is it signals out a kind of vibrational symbols with the end of the sticks as they touch the table. They'll spell out names, they'll spell out shapes, sizes, different things. Pickup sticks kind of remind me of teacup readings, tea leaf readings, because the different symbols will appear in the teacup. I know pretty much what those symbols mean too, because I taught myself what they meant, what they would mean to me. So I've been setting the psychic vocabulary in my life for years. So I'm not surprised with something. I kind of just understand that that is what it means to me, how that conveys to my vibration. I bought the fortune teller sticks, Chinese fortune teller sticks. That's what they're called, fortune teller sticks. I've had these for a while. You just twill them and turn them, and they'll go, good news is on its way. It's one of the books. So this is for every one of you. Good news is on the way. I pulled that. I giggle at that. But those have different sayings, different vibrations, different things that go on those sticks. And there's a different vibration that you read with those sticks. That if it appears in your vibration, you do that. You want to be a medium? You want to talk to spirit? You want to work with spirit? Awesome. But start training yourself from different modalities. A lot of people say, oh my God, you need to be a mental medium. You just have to do it this way. I want to talk about Michael Jackson, walk like an Egyptian. Everybody wants to walk in a certain way. No. No, if someone's telling you to walk in a certain way, then walk away. Walk the way you feel most comfortable with the situation. Not everything I'm going to teach you is going to radiate you. It's not everything's going to radiate. Not every size fits all. It's not. Not every size is going to fit the vibration for you. What's going to happen is you will take pieces of what I teach you and propel it into your little reservoir. And then you will say, that's what that works for me. This connects to me. You might like doing fortune sticks, pickup sticks, the cards, the playing deck of cards. You might like all that. You might like reading with stones, reading with different energies. You might like it. Might not work extremely well for somebody else, but it works for your vibration. Because most of the tools that you will use, really, if you use a tool, it's only to get part of your brain out of the way. Oh, that's it's kind of getting your brain out of the way. So then you'll eventually won't need the tools to pull that brain out of the way. You won't need them. But I do the cards not because I use them or do them. I just understand what the cards mean when I see them. And that's what you're teaching yourself. So you want to get a bunch of knowledge about your symbols, different things, your vibration. Start reading different books that come with the different psychic tools. Read the information that sits in a book. Put it in your head. Put it in your vibration. so that when it appears, it's there. Remember, if you're a guide, somebody shows up, let's say your grandmother shows up and you're reading me. Your grandmother shows up. She's in your vibration. Now, you don't know why grandma showed up because she's your grandma, not mine. But there's a reason why our relatives show up in our vibration because we're comfortable with them. There's a good reason my grandmother might show up because your grandmother's name might be Mary. My grandmother's name is Mary. See, your grandmother could look like my grandmother. See, there's different familiarities with your grandmother that has some kind of connection to me. So if your relative shows up, your uncle, your father, your brother, your grandmother show up, start to describe them. Start to describe your grandmother, your uncle, your father. Pretty soon during the reading, someone's going to go, oh my God, that's my father. You've got my father. Well, I'm not talking to your father. I'm talking to my father. But I'm describing somebody that looks like this lady's or this person's father. The reason why your relatives will show up, people will show up in your vibration, not to bring you a whole bunch of information about the person in front of you, but to show you who they are and who, my father showed me reading not too long ago. I looked at it. He had his post office uniform on because he was working at the post office at one point. And I told the lady, I said, "You have a postal worker here. Oh my God, you got my father. He worked for the post office." It was my dad in the postal uniform, not hers. But my dad was here. So the information will come as you see it, but you have to discern them. Discern the spirit, discern the vibration of the spirit. Sometimes spirits have that sense of humor, that connection, that sense of humor, not quite right. That's what I like about English mediumship, because I ask, I said, do you understand this? Do you understand the vibration? And I give that information before I even start a reading. I want you to understand the reading. If you don't understand the reading, stop me. So at that point, I can discern the spirit. I can talk to them. I can convey messages to them. I can kind of get an idea of where they're coming from because you're not understanding what I'm trying to tell you. So I tell that right up front when I first start a reading with someone. But the question with you is find your passion. Passion with this. Public work, don't get fixated on public work, the vibration. We have a church out here, Castiga. We have a platform in the church, which we'll be getting back into at some point. There's a platform. Now, doing public work, doing public readings from that platform, it's a lot different than reading up at the Davis Hall, where we're doing readings right now. The energy is different. It's more thin. It's more thin. The energy up at the Davis Hall is a little thicker, but the energy up at the hall, at the Kobe Temple is thinner. So the energy is different. Then you'll get to other churches and other events if you're planning on traveling doing your leadership. And platforms are different. Where you stand different. You might be standing in a corner. You might be standing somewhere else, standing at vibration. I have a church I go to. I have to walk up a cattle walk up into this great big little perch at the corner of the platform to speak and do my readings. So the question is every platform is going to give you a different vibration of energy. So if you get all fixated of how you work in one location, you're not going to be able to work in a different one. So it's not getting overset, but speak to your guides. Watch mediums work. Go watch them work. Watch mediums work. You have an opportunity to go see somebody work at a church. Somebody go work at an event. Go watch them work. Go see how they work. Because guarantee you, the worst medium, the worst person that you could ever imagine could be doing readings, could be your best teacher. Because you're going to look at them and go, I don't want to do that. I hope I never do that. I hope I never do that. And by saying that to yourself, your guides listen to you. And they won't allow you to do that. They'll stop you from having some kind of bad habit, some bad vibration at that point in your life. But it's the question of understanding how you propel the energy. When you're doing platform work, pay pay attention to the energy. Take time before you go on platform. Don't just run in late, jump up on a platform and just start reading. Take a moment, center yourself, center the vibration, allow your guides, your message bearers to gather, and then venture into what you're going to do by sitting quietly for a moment. Now you understand in our church uh, we usually have the interlude. We don't really have that anymore. We have a song. But we have the interlude, we have a song that kind of gives the medium a time to kind of balance their vibration, balance their energy, raise the vibration of energy through song, and they give the messages. So it's this energy vibration, this energy connection that we need within our lives. So find the energy that works for you. What works for you? Religious hymns, some kind of country western hymns. What kind of energy works for you when you're doing readings? When you're getting ready to commit minutes. But if I want to center myself, I do gospel music. I have headphones, I put my little phones in my ear, and I play gospel music. It allows me to get balanced. Because my mother used to listen to all this old time gospel. It makes me balance. It balances my energy by listening to it. Brings me to a center. My energy is center if I'm kind of scattered. Especially if you're in a strange place. You've gone to get readings, and that's a very strange space to get readings. Find something to center yourself with. Some music, some vibration. Maybe you have a stone that you'll push or mess with. Find something that you have art connection to at that vibration. And then take care of yourself. When you do mediumship work, and you're going to do mediumship work, you're not going to go out before the mediumship readings and eat a big steak and eat a huge dinner and then get up on the platform and try to do readings. Your body is in the process of trying to break all this food down. So your body is working on something different, not on mediumship. Eat light. When we did seances, before seance, you eat light. You don't eat heavy, you eat light. Then you do the readings or you do the service. After the service is done, then you eat protein. You eat some kind of fun that doesn't have sugar in it. You don't fill yourself up with sugar once you do a bunch of readings. You don't. So you eat light before you do readings. Then after you finish the readings, eat some kind of protein, some kind of vibration in your life to kind of start to bring your energy down. And usually if you do a bunch of readings, you're going to probably be a little high for at least an hour, maybe two. You're going to be up, your energy's going to be up. You have to wait for it to center and come down before you start eating a bunch of sugar. Just simple as that. It just works that way when you do mediumship. You're trying to take care of your body. You don't want to get diet. You don't want to get you don't get diabetes. You don't want to get some kind of illness because you didn't take care of your body. With mediumship, we're working with guides, but guides are working through us. Guides are working through a higher vibration. So your guides are working through you. So it takes a toll on your vibration. It takes a toll on your energy, especially mental energy, mental balance, mental vibration of energy. It takes a toll. After you do it for so many years, it takes less you take care of yourself, less you work on taking care of yourself. That's why mediums will get into business, and then 5, 6 years later, you don't hear from them again. They're out of the business, or they're sick, or they're ill. They're not able to do it anymore. You want to continue your run, continue the vibration. So that's why you take care of yourself. You drink water, you eat well, you take care of yourself, you eat light before events, you take care of yourself after the events so that you allow yourself to come down before you fill yourself up with a bunch of food. You do these little things to help your health, balance your health, keep you healthy. If I run a marathon, I'm not going to come all the way off the marathon and stand still. I'm not. because I'd cramp up. I'd have all these little things happen to me because I didn't get time to work it out, to walk it out, to walk it off. So do your mediumship work. Find a good teacher, a vibration within your life. Find that vibration. But remember, follow your own path. I don't care what the teacher tells you. Try to listen to me if you come to my class. but on the other hand, I'm not going to tell you which direction to go into. I'll just give you all the pieces and the puzzle pieces, and you try to put your own personal puzzle together for you, for your vibration. And we have to go into the vibration of this thing of understanding the client. Sometimes clients are not going to remember everyone that you bring through. They're not. They're not going to remember that close friend they had when they were 9 years old in their vibration at this point. They might not remember these people at this given moment. You can call your father in, you can call your mom in, you can call your brothers in from the spirit world. But maybe they're not allowed to come in because they are not needed at this point. Sometimes you might go to a reading and somebody does not show up. Somebody does not show up. It doesn't show up. The reading, and you want to know why they didn't show up or why they haven't shown up. Oh, my brother passed away and he hasn't come to see me. He hasn't come to talk to me. Why? Probably because the brother can't aspect your vibration at this point. Possibly the energy of your brother or the energy of his vibration on the other side doesn't quite mix with you at this point in your life. So your brother has to still raise his vibration on the other side so that he can communicate with you. And you have to get through a part of your cycle, your vibration, to allow you to get yourself there with the guides that are helping you through this aspect of your life. So if someone isn't showing up, doesn't mean they hate you. Doesn't mean they have left you and they're not going to come. It's just the time period that you are in at this moment doesn't quite fit the vibration. So they might have this negative energy in their vibration, stuff that happened in their life that they're still dealing with. That energy is still part of them. What you are here is what you are there. You don't grow wings and sprout light and oh my God. No. What you are here, when you close your eyes here, is what you are there. Now, if you're miserable, mean, you talk terrible to people, you're probably still going to do that for a while until people nurse you to where you need to be and help you get past it. But I might not need your negativity in my vibration. I'm at a point in my life that I'm at. So you're probably not going to be able to appear because my gatekeeper will stop you. My gatekeeper will stop you from getting anywhere close to me. That's why my brother, Kathy, he's been with me once, but his negativity and stuff in his life when he passed wasn't as positive as it should be for his life. And I don't really need to deal with it in mine. And we have people like that, relatives like that they were just on their own little path, howling at the moon. They were not part of our path. But they're still, when they cross the other side, they're still there. They're still in that position. So you can ask for your relatives, ask for people to show up. But still the question is your vibration ready for them? Is your vibration ready for the energy they bring in when they appear? That's what you're looking for. So somebody that you knew years ago in your life shows up, but they're here because they're going to be able to help, encourage you to do what they need to do for you in your auric field. And that's why you listen to the reading as a whole, because the message is in the whole product, not just the wrapper, not just a slice of it. It is in the whole vibration. The reading is through the whole vibration, not just a piece of it. Some people take a piece and go, "Oh my God, that's it. Oh my God, that's it," but they didn't listen to the whole message, the whole vibration through spirit. One thing about mediumship at this point, people want this, oh my God, this hurrah, really quick, right now, what this means. But you gotta remember, it is the whole, the message of the whole, that's actually going to carry you forward. not that one snippet. That'll get you probably a couple of distances, a couple of feet down the path, but it will not get you to where you need to be. It is the whole message that will transport you to a space in your vibration of where you need to see, or at least a space where you'll get a view. So that's why you're working with your guides. And some people believe in guides, some people don't. I believe in our higher self. I believe in the higher self of us connecting to that higher vibration. I got a little Buddhist in me, a little Buddhist in me, little. So I keep that vibration here because the oneness that I am, the power that I am, the oneness that I believe in that. I believe that I have control over the vibration ahead of me. Sure, I have guides, people in my vibration, but really the buck will stop at the CEO's office, mine, before I go off and do it. So your guides can't make you jump off the cliff. They can say, oh my God, you need to jump. But the question is we might go, no, I'm not going to do that. Then you have to follow everything your guides tell you to do. But they're trying to point you in a direction. And usually most directions, if you get through a mediumship reading, are going to take you in different venues, different paths, different vibrations within your life. So don't get yourself all entangled with situations within your life. As far as mediumship, don't have somebody tell you that, oh my God, you should do this and you should do that. This is how I read. You should read this right now. You should feel very comfortable with vibration. If someone's negative to you with a reading, they're negative with your vibration because they don't understand the vibration. Sure, we're not all going to be on constantly 24/7. You could have had a moment that you weren't connected. God bless. But you had talked to your guides and say, you gave me this information. None of it was quite right with this person. Why? It's as you're training yourself to get to that level. Think of your level as you are standing in the lobby. Guides are on the roof. You've got to make it to a certain floor in the building. Guides have to try to make it to that floor. So they've instructed you what floor to be on. Maybe the 8th, maybe the 12th, maybe the 15th floor. They've instructed you to be there. That means you have the duty to raise your vibration to get to the 15th floor. Spirit's not going to drive you to the 15th floor, but they've insisted that you need to be there so they can connect to you. And that is what you're teaching yourself through your mediumship. Your mediumship might work awesome for you on the 5th floor. Awesome. But the mediumship for somebody else, they might have to be at the 12th floor. Not because their mediumship is bad. It's just where they need to work. So don't judge yourself saying, oh, Jesus, I've not been able to do that. Well, then maybe you're not supposed to do that. Maybe you're not supposed to do readings that way. Maybe you're not supposed to do them in that direction. Because if you give readings and the relatives should weigh themselves out, people should kind of understand who you're talking about. If not, the reading should weigh itself out. People should have a kind of an understanding of what you're trying to tell them. But if they don't know who the relatives are, they have no idea what the reading is, then you're off. You are not in sync. You're not on the right floor. You're not in the right place to connect to your guides. That is when you ask. You ask your guides, okay, I must have overshot the space. I must have not got to far enough. You need to help me. You need to guide me. You need to help me get to that space. That's what we're asking our guides. We're not asking them to give us all the information. We're asking them at least get us to where we need to be so they can work through us, through the ideas and the vibrations that we have within our lives. Then we get to convey the messages. Because no matter how we look at it, the information is going to come through our being, into our body, and through our higher self. Truly going through all the filters, the vibrations within our lives, we get the message. Spirit might go, yellow rose, and it appears in our higher vibration. Now it's traveling through our etheric bodies into our physical body and information. But maybe a red rose is what I see now. I don't see the yellow rose anymore. I see it red. And I look at the individual and go, red rose. Because a red rose means same as a yellow rose would mean to somebody else. But it's what it means to me. Because they're trying to convey the message of a yellow rose. I see red. So that is what my meaning of the reading is going to be. So not like you have to judge yourself. Not like you have to say, oh my God, I must do it differently. I must find a different way to do it. No, try the different ways, like the cards I talked about, the sticks, the rocks, crystal readings, angelic readings. Angelic readings work really well. I might show that in my class one night with angelic wing readings, where you actually set up sticks. And what you do with those sticks, you set them up in little compartments on each side of the wings, left side of the wing, right side of the wing. And then you drop marbles into where the wings are setting. Now the marbles are set up as one of those compartments within the rings. It's giving you information and telling you a lot about somebody's life. I do tree readings. Draw a tree, sign your name, and I will tell you about yourself. It has a lot to do with handwriting analysis. I can do that. I can do tree readings because I know what the trees mean. See, it's what you have trained yourself to do. How you train yourself, how you envision where you work at this point in your life, how you work yourself. When I was a kid, I'll be doing that here Sunday, on medicine bag workshop. And what we would do is we would get to my grandmother's house and she would make these medicine bags for us. And we'd grab the medicine bag and my grandmother would sell it and just tear off, find whatever you want to put in your medicine bag. And we'd run around because we knew our grandmother was going to give us a reading for what we picked out. So we tried to throw her off, try to throw a little rock into the mess. But we could never throw her off because she knew that whatever we picked up, whatever we propelled in that medicine bag was meant to be. And that has a lot to do with our mediumship. It's whatever needs to appear in front of you. Needs to appear. It's not haphazardly that it appeared. It needed to appear so that you would be able to do your work and give messages. That's why the message work works that way. That's why it connects to that higher sense of consciousness. But find what works. It's all psychometry. It's all psychic, mediumistic. Do what you need. Somebody asked me the other day, do you get tired doing readings? No, because I'm dealing more with universal energy. I'm dealing more with spiritual energy. I don't get tired doing them. Now, if I was dealing with your psychic energy, dealing with your physical energy and your psychic energy that dwells within your body, then I might get a little tired because now I'm drawing from my energy, my physical energy, to read your physical energy. So that gets me a little exhausted because now I have to read that way. But I've trained myself to read spiritually through a connection to guides, the vibration to guides. Psychic readings are reading the energy. See a color, I see energy around you, see your auric field, different things in that vibration. That's physical, that's psychic. I'm dealing with spirit, loved ones, spiritual endeavors, situations in your life. Yes, spiritual. But it's that question is how far do you want to take it? That's what I always explain in mediumship. There's a path where you start and you decide, I am going to connect to spirit. That kind of opens a door. It opens a door. Now you walk through the door. But that's not the only door. There's other doors. It's like a house of mirrors. There's always another mirror, another door, another vibration to go through. So your guides see if you really want to connect to them. So they open the door, allow you to walk in that room. Now, if you walk in that room and get to the next door, they open that door. Then they open another door. And they keep opening these doors to infinity, as far as you personally want to take it. It's when you stop on one of those places and go, that's it, that's all I want. I love it when people say, I want to talk, I want to be a medium, but I don't want to see dead people. I want to talk to spirit, but I don't want to see dead people. Well, how are you going to talk to the spirit world? They're still living, but they have passed from this earth plane, and you don't want to see them. You don't want to have any connection to them, but you want messages from them, but you don't want to connect to them. See, it's our thoughts, our vibration of thoughts, of what we deem that we want to see. I want to see all the dead people I can see. Long as they're for my highest and best, they're going to uplift my energy field. They're going to help me, encourage me, and bless me on my path. See as many as I want. I don't want us to go dwell where the negativity is. Vibration is. I want to dwell where the higher vibration is. I try to dwell there. Well, we're all human. Sometimes boy, do we get to a point in our lives. But then we have to stop that point and go, no, this is not good for me. It is not transposing good in my life if I stay within this vibration. You have to tell yourself, or you will dwindle down, further down the energy trail, down the rabbit hole. It will go further down the rabbit hole if you allow it to. That's why you try, sure, we're going to get negative sometimes. Sure, we're going to be unpleasant. Sure, we're not going to feel up to par today. But that doesn't mean that we can't speak to our guys, say, you know, guys, you know, I'm having a rough time today. You know, there's some people that entered my life and it's just been a little trying today. Please guide me and help me and encourage me as I move past this. Not because you want to dwell in it, you want to move past it, past the vibration. So listen to yourself, listen to the vibration. But as I said, all these books, they all have all these cards, they all have little books in them. They all have little books in them. You can buy these little books and win the flea markets and different things in your life. So allow yourself to read that vibration. Put the information in your head. You might not use it today, but tomorrow you might need it. So put the information there so it'll radiate to you. I hope you guys enjoyed the class today. We'll be doing class next week, 3 o'clock. I hope you enjoyed the mediumship class today because I wanted to give you as much information as I can in this short amount of time as you can start working on it and trying to put information together within your being to allow you to move to a higher sense of consciousness. And that's really what I want. I want you to be your own medium, your own vibration within your life. See, if you aren't your own medium, your own vibration within your own life, you're not going to find your path. You're not going to, every hour or week, you're going to say, I need to find a medium. I need to have them lead me. No. I want you to lead your vibration. Sure, mediums and people in the spirit world can help you, but they can't load you on the wagon and drag you there. They can only get you to the wagon, but you have to make the effort to get on the wagon. So make sure that you understand that vibration when you're doing mediumship. You want to speak to the mediumship, you want to do mediumship, great. You're going to see dead people. You're going to see people. You're going to see a lot of people. So hopefully you want to see them. Hopefully you want to see them gathering in your house, sitting around your bed. Hopefully you do. If not, might not want to open that door. Might not want to skirt that door open because they might be there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this today. I did tape it. It's going to be on YouTube. It'll be on YouTube probably today or tomorrow. And it'll be on YouTube. If you didn't see me, you'll see the cards and different things I showed. And just find something that I find a lot of my stuff at garage sale. I just found 20 tarot card decks in the garage sale, different types of decks for $1 each. I don't need the cards. I just want the book. I I just want the book. That's all. I just need the book. I don't really care too much about the cards. I just want the book. It's going to teach me what the cards mean. And then that way I put that information in my head and I have it there. Once it's there, it's there. Because guys will pull the information out and go, do you remember that card, that book you looked at that had that card? Here it is. And they'll show it to you. Or you'll get the impression of that vibration. And you'll say, oh, I know what that symbol means. I know what that means now. And you'll be able to be right on track with your mediumship and your readings. But thank you guys. Thank you for showing up today. Thank you guys. Thank you, Jennifer, Dee, Gia. Thank you guys. Thank you.